During our Farm Basics time today, we're going to talk a little about soil erosion. Usually we discuss wind and rain when it comes to soil erosion because that's typically the way that most soil can leave a field or erode off the field.
When you think about all the soil that's out in a field, the most valuable soil is in that top inch or two. The reason why is that's where the most nutrients are at. That's where the most microbiology is happening out in our field because oxygen levels are high there. There's just so much good stuff in that top inch or two.
The most organic matter, yeah, lots of great stuff.
So that's what we don't want to lose as farmers. We want to make sure we protect it. So here we are standing in a field that's been harvested now that was corn, and you notice all the corn stalks are out there. Well, part of the purpose of leaving those corn stalks alone is to try to protect the soil from wind and from rain.
So years ago, there used to be lots of soil erosion on farms across the country and really, quite frankly, around the world. And the reason why is because farmers had to do tillage in order to control bugs, to control weeds, to control diseases, and also to leave a great seed bed. Well, today we have pesticides. Many are very safe pesticides, in fact, to kill those weeds, insects, and diseases. And also, we have much better equipment today. So now on our farm and others around the world, we can do no-till. We could even do strip-till, something like that. And we can have a great seed bed. We can have a good stand. You never used to be able to do that.
One other practice that I know growing up in kind of some hilly farm ground where we farm, that we would see many farmers doing is farming crossways on the hills rather than straight up and down the hills. You think about it, farming with corn and soybeans is done in rows. Well, if you have rows going straight up the hill, when the rain comes, it's going to run straight down the hill and wash out a trench in between those rows. But if we put the rows crossways on the hill, now all of a sudden rain is going to hit a row and stop. Then it's going to get to go a few more inches and hit another row and stop and so forth. And it takes a lot of that momentum out and it greatly reduces erosion potential.
So when you farm across the hill, that's called farming on the contour. Also, there have been terraces put in where basically we make a little dike out in the field to stop water from running down. There certainly are a lot of practices that farmers have done to reduce erosion, and we haven't even mentioned drain tile. Drain tile is one of the best things that a farmer can do other than going to complete no-till.
Well, it forces the water to move down through the soil instead of running off on the surface, and that's a great thing. That's really the way the whole system was designed. That's what soil is supposed to do. It's supposed to filter water out and let it move down through. So when you get those big rains, if you've got drain tile out in a field, it's already allowed the excess water to get away. So now that soil is like a sponge. It can fill back up again with that big rain as it comes.
Studies have shown that tiling reduces erosion by 40 to 60%. Again, that's second only to going to very reduced tillage in terms of how best to reduce erosion out in a field.
And one other practice that farmers often do, especially in hilly ground like this, is leave grass waterways. So through the valley, farmers will leave a strip of grass growing. That way when water does run off the hills, it can run through that grass without taking soil with it.
Well, unfortunately, anywhere in the field you may find our Weed of the Week. Might hold the erosion down, but it's certainly not going to help yield. So we'll talk about how to control this tough weed later in the show.